Does anybody remember that? Yes, Arabian Nights. I used to love that when I was a kid. I used to watch all the time. The one of them is Open Sesame. He's a magician, the little short, fat magician guy. Yes. Yes, welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. My name is Hussein. Hope you're having a good day. And I want to talk a little bit about some Arabic words that are miserably so miserably mistranslated that, and it's very obvious why they're mistranslated. It's very obvious that they are mistranslated because they don't want Westerners to know what these words really mean. And so, you know what? I just wanted to, just since the topic of Zut came up, I think it's very important that we talk a little bit about the Zut. Because actually Wikipedia has a very interesting information about the Zut that that I think people need to know about. Let me just do a little Zut refresher. A little Zut refresher. Okay, here it is on Wikipedia. Zut is an Arabicized form of Jat, originally inhabitants of the lower Indus Valley. Okay, the Indus Valley is a transboundary river of Asia, a trans-Himalayan river of South and Central Asia. Okay, it rises in western China, flows northwest to the disputed Kashmir region. Okay, so this is the area. They were present in Mesopotamia from the 5th century AD, just right before Muhammad. Yo, boy, yay! 5th century AD, so they were around Muhammad's time. Since the times of the Sasanian Empire. Sasanian Empire is an Iranian empire founded and ruled by the House of Sasan from 224 to 651, lasting over 4 centuries. They were one of the prominent ethnic groups of Lower Iraq during the Islamic Golden Age, supplying mercenary soldiers. They supplied more than that. Their mention fades from Arab chronicles after the 11th century. Not completely, but during the time of the Umayyad conquest of the 8th century, the Zut populated the Makran and Turan. Okay, whatever that is. In early Islamic Arabia, the commercial activities of the Zut, they didn't just do commercial activities, led to the settlements in Arabia. Yeah, boy, yay, the plot thickens, you guys. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean thick in a bad way there. They were evidently present in Arabia before the advent of Islam. Yeah, boy, yeah. Okay, around the Persian Gulf and are known to have interacted with Muhammad. Ya baye, ya baye. Ya baye. This is from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is like a trashy tabloid. Wikipedia is like a trashy tabloid of history. They were known to have interacted with Muhammad. Muhammad reportedly compared Moses with them. in physique and stated him to be brown complexion, straight hair, and tall stature, resembling the Zut. On another occasion, when Aisha fell ill, her nephew sent for a Zut physician. So these were obviously physicians. They were medically gifted. They were able to treat people medically. If people needed medical treatment, the Zut were helpful. Okay, so apparently these were medically gifted people. They understood the body and how to treat the body. And so, okay, let's see here. So, in the Sassanid Empire, in the Rashidun and Umayyad Empire, okay, indicated Nahar Zut. Oh, there's even a canal in Iraq called Nahar Zut, which means the a Zut River. There's the Zut River in Iraq, okay, as well as a district in Khuzestan or Bahrain called Zut. So there's places in Bahrain and Khuzestan, okay, Hamat al-Zut. Okay, the last emperor of the Zut was named Yazdegerd, called Zut from Sind to help the war against the Arabs. Okay, later defecting to the side of the Muslims. The Zut put up strong resistance in the defense of the city. There, along with the Persian Aswaran. Later, as did the Aswaran, the large population. Okay, so during the Rashidun means the first four caliphs, Abu Bakr, Umar bin Khattab, and Uthman. Those are the Rashidun, the rightly guided caliphs, and then the Umayyad caliphs were Muawiyah and second migration. What else are you going to tell us about the Zut? Is there any Zut? Gold dinar minted in Egypt, displaying the names of the Caliph al-Ma'mun, Ubaydullah. Okay. The Jats, they were later called the Jats, and they were a number of well-known people during the Islamic Golden Age. Other Zut scholars, so the Zut also had scholars, you guys, include Ibn Ulayya, who was from Kaykan, Al-Awazi, okay, from the Indus Valley, interacted with Muslims. Zut became a general term for people from Sind and Multan who were living in Syria, which included scholars like Ibn al-Arabi, very well known, Ibn Shahak, very well known, Abu al-Qasid. Okay, the Zut became increasingly intermingled with other non-Arab people in Basra. Okay, they, along with the Sayyabija and Zenj. The Zenj is a term, I've heard this before, Southeast Africa. Okay, famous in the 9th century. Then, you guys, there was the Zut rebellion. This was the Zut rebellion. As the central power of the caliphate broke down, the Zut came to be viewed as outlaws and brigands instead of allies. Zut Asawira and other troops effectively demilitarized the start of the century. Some of the Zut turned to Bahassosa members, C.E. Bosworth calls them the Islamic underworld. It's kind of like a mafia, I guess. So, okay. Some of their descendants, they were also called the Jats. The Jats. Okay. However, the term Zot persists in some Arab countries, albeit in a pejorative way to describe them because of their Indian origins. It is believed that the Zut later became known as the Marsh Arabs of Iraq. However, genetic studies show that the Marsh Arabs harbor mtDNAs and Y chromosome that are predominantly of Middle Eastern origin, despite the cultural influence from the Indian subcontinent. So there you have it, you guys. There's okay. They were northwestern Indo-Aryans. Indo-Aryans. Okay. So there's some Zut history of the Zut. Jats, with their name being synonymous with the dromedary men or cameleers. Those are people who ride camels. Okay, in Macron. Macron. I wonder if isn't Macron the name of the president of France? Macron. Now, doesn't his wife kind of look Zutly? Zutly? No, just kidding. Sorry, guys, that was me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Okay. She was, what, 15 years older than him or something? Just like, whatever. Okay. Like Mohammed and Khadija. Yay. Okay, here, let's look for the Zut on the map. Here's the map of the Zut areas. Okay, this is Iraq, Iraq. Okay, is there a Zut river? Where's the Zut river? Approximate location, El Tib, El Kufa, okay, Anbar province, Baghdad. Okay, there was a Zut river. I'm not sure where it is. Okay, all right, you guys. Well, anyway, we just kind of had to do a little Zut intermission there to a Zut update. So there's I knew there was going to be jokes. I knew there was going to be a bunch of jokes around this area. So I'm looking back to see if some of the jokes, some jokes about the Zut, the Zut train, the Zut train. On the Zut train, people around the world get on the Zut train, get on the Zut train, people. Okay, no mention of the Zut in the Wikipedia. No mention of Zut hadith on, though the Muhammad page makes no mention of his mother having a 4-year pregnancy. Yeah, it's interesting that they talk about the fact that Muhammad had interactions with the Zut. They didn't specify the interactions, but there was interactions. So, and they were medical. They were very medically gifted. So they were kind of like the doctors, like maybe they had PhDs. And so it's a Zut situation. So, okay. All righty, you guys. Well, I wanted to talk. Let me see. Say something about. I was listening to Daniel Hakikachu. I don't know. Maybe I will do something. Um, uh, I was listening to Daniel Hakikachu. Uh, uh, So, and um, yeah, I was listening to Daniel Hakikachu, and I was really upset by some of the stuff that he was saying. Um, he was saying stuff about lots of people. He was saying stuff about Sam. He was saying stuff about David. He was saying stuff about Christians. And he was even saying stuff about Jesus. I tell you what, man, when you mess with the living God, when you mess with the living God, you are, let me just say, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. You know, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes when you mess with the living God. And the stuff he was saying today, dude, the Lord is patient and waiting for him to repent. But I tell you what, man, it is dangerous to talk about the living God like that. And so, yeah. So, all right, you guys. Well, I'm going to, one thing that Muslims do in the West is they mistranslate. They mistranslate a lot of Arabic words. They mistranslate a lot of Arabic words. Okay, and and I was actually watching Adam Seeker's live stream today. I was with him on his channel for a few minutes, and one of the things that he brought up was a hadith that I had never seen before, and the mistranslation, yo boy, yeah, the mistranslation is so fantastic. It's unbelievable. And so, I just want to look at that mistranslation. Uh, just let's look at it together here. This is, for those of you who speak Arabic, you're going to catch it immediately. But this is just unbelievable. Okay. Okay. This is more. There's um, okay. I mean, this is in quite a few. This is in uh, quite a few hadiths. This isn't in just one. Wow. Yoboye, yoboye, yoboye. Wow. Wow. Well, the one who picked it, who saw this is Adam Seeker. Um, uh, okay, and so uh, um, okay, okay, okay. Uh, wow. جمرة إلى المسجد. Wow. Wow. Oh man. Um, I don't know. This is um I don't know what to think about this. There's Muslims out there who can, if you speak Arabic, as you speak Arabic, you can see this. You can see this right here. Let's just read it. It says, "The messenger said to me, said to Aisha, get me a mat from the mosque." Okay, so in the mosque you got a mat that you pray on, like a little rug. And then Aisha said, "I am menstruating." He said, "Your menstruation is not in your hand," whatever that means. Okay, but um, um, but look what it says here. The word, if you look at the word, it's naulini il khamra. Bring me al khamr. Now the word in Arabic for mat is al khamr. But the problem with that is, let's take these words, and so let's go ahead and take this word. Okay, I'm going to go this way. And by the way, there's like at least 10 places where this is used. Okay, this is I don't know if you guys are seeing this. I want you guys to see every step, just so you know. Okay, see the word that is highlighted, and now lini il khamra min al masjid. Now the word there, el khamr. Okay, let's go to Google Translate. Let's go to Google Translate. Okay, and put that in there, and look what it says. Okay, I'm going to show it to you so you can see it. In the English, it says, "Get me the mat from the mosque," the mat or the prayer rug. But look what it says when you translate it into English, that word. It says, "Naulini il khamr," means hand me the wine. And if you speak Arabic, the word khamr is wine. So why are they saying khamr? Why is Muhammad telling Aisha to bring him wine? Hand me the wine. Naulini il khamr. And this, I mean, this is a pretty huge difference from what the English is. The English is bring me the mat, but the Arabic is bring me the wine. And so that's a pretty huge difference. Naulini el khamra, abla, what does el khamra mean? If okay, abla already got it here. Abla already got it. Khamr, wine, alcohol. So if you look at what Muhammad said to Aisha in the English, excuse me, it says, get me a mat from the mosque. But in the Arabic, it says, bring me the wine from the mosque. Khamr. Get me the wine. Naulini means get for me. Il khamra min al masjid. And if we go back here, I just want to show you that this exact same hadith. Okay, you guys are seeing it. Just want to make sure you're seeing it here. This exact same hadith. Okay, where did it go? Okay. Shoot, where did it go? Did I close it? Oh no, here it is. This exact same hadith. Here it is. It's repeated. It's once. It's in Sahih. It's Sunan Ibn Majah, Sahih. It's in Sahih Muslim, which means it's Sahih. In Mushkat al-Masabih, doesn't say the. It's in Sahih Muslim again. It's in Sunan Abi Dawood. It's in Sunan al-Nisa'i, Sahih. And in Sunan Abi Dawood, it's Sahih. And in Sunan Nisa'i again, Sahih. In Sunan Nisa'i, the second time it's Da'if. So one time they say that it's Da'if, one time they say it's Sahih. Okay, in the same book. And then in Sunan Nisa'i again, it's Sahih. In Sunan Abi Dawood, Sahih. Mishkat al-Masabih. Okay, it doesn't say Sahih or and then Sunan Abi Dawood. Okay, so the same hadith. One time it's Sahih, one time it's Da'if in the same book. I don't know how they do this. It's a science, you guys. It's a science and it's a miracle. How they grade these hadiths. But if you speak Arabic, why? I'm questioning the motive of the translators. I'm questioning the motive of the translators. Why would the translators translate a very obvious request for wine, Naulini il Khamra, to get me a mat, bring me a rug? How do you get from that to that? Why did they do this? My question, why did they do this? And tell you the truth, I think they did it on purpose. I think they did it on purpose because of the confusion over wine. Okay. 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 Let's look at some passages about wine in the Quran, and it's very interesting. I believe they're trying to conceal the fact that Muhammad used to drink wine, and he said, "Bring me the wine." In Arabic, it's as clear as day. Bring me the wine. That's what it says. Um, um, let's see. Here, a description of paradise. The righteous is that they will rivers of fresh water, rivers of milk, never changes in taste, rivers of wine, delicious to drink, rivers of pure honey. Okay. There they will have all kinds of fruit and forgiveness from the Lord. So you get both fruit and forgiveness. It's like from their Lord. Okay, this is in Surah Muhammad. Okay, pure wine. Okay, this is talking about the boys who will bring wine. Okay, this is a verse right here that is kind of crazy about. It says Yis'alunak. Okay, are you guys seeing this? I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Okay, yeah, you are. Okay, great. Okay, Yis'alunak, which means they will ask you anil khamr, about wine or intoxicant, wal maisar, and gambling. Qul fihumma ithim kabir. That means say it's a great sin. A great sin. Iniquity is a great sin. Okay, and the word ithm, that it's used in the Bible as iniquity, that he bore. Athamina hamalaha. Ithm means iniquity, and it says Jesus bore our iniquity. So here, talking about wine, it says there's great, like here, they ask you, prophet, about intoxicants and gambling. Say there is great evil. There's great evil. Ithm kabir. You know the word here, kabir? Kabir, that is the adjective for what they remember when they say Allahu Akbar. Allah is bigger. This is kabir. This is the original adjective. Akbar means bigger. Kabir means big. Okay, and so kabir is like the root word of akbar. We're going to say Allahu Akbar. Okay, ithm kabir. It's a big, big sin. But then look what it says. Wa manfa, and some benefits for the people. Then it says ithmuhum, the sin of both is greater than the benefit of the. ويسألونك ماذا ينفقون قل عفو العفو كذلك يبين الله لكم الآيات. Okay, so you know what, you guys, this is one of those verses that it's like it's like Muhammad, for me, if you ask me my opinion about this verse of the Quran, is that Muhammad is talking out of both sides of his mouth. It's a great sin, but there's some benefit for it. It's great sin, but there's some benefit. It's pretty good for you too. There's some benefit. What's the benefit of alcohol? What's the benefit of drinking? Muhammad apparently thought there was some benefit. But, just in this verse, you see the contradiction of Islam. There's a great evil, but some benefit. Which is it? There's a great evil or some benefit? And so if somebody's an alcoholic and he reads this and he says, "Oh, okay, I'm going to go with the benefit part," and you guys, Muhammad did. He used to drink. Muhammad used to drink. Okay, and so I tell you what, if you're talking to a Muslim about alcohol, because it's a big deal, and I remember when I was a Muslim, a little kid, the big deal, the two big sins they always talk about was alcohol and gambling. It's right here. This verse right here, it's talking about alcohol and gambling. These are the two big sins, and I bet you Muhammad did both. And I'm just kind of curious, you guys, now that I've seen this, I'm just kind of curious now what Ibn Kathir has to say about this. Let's just look at Quran next. Let's see. Commentaries. Oh, let's see Ibn Abbas. 2:19. Okay, 2:19. Let's just see what he says. It's unavailable? Why? No. 2:19? What's wrong? How come it doesn't have it? Cool. Okay. The question thee about strong drink and games of chance. This was revealed about Umar bin al-Khattab, who prayed, Allah, show us your judgment regarding alcoholic drinks. Umar bin al-Khattab, I tell you what, man, this guy did. So Allah said to Muhammad, really? Since when did Allah speak to Muhammad? Give me a break. Muhammad got his messages from Jibreel. Allah never spoke to Muhammad. He spoke to everybody else, including Satan, but he did not speak to Muhammad. Say, O Muhammad, in both is a great sin. This is after they were declared unlawful, and some utility for men by means for their trading, i.e., before they were unlawful. But the sin of them, after being declared unlawful, is greater than their usefulness before they were made unlawful. And then both were prohibited. And they ask thee, okay, so let's go see if Jalalain has anything to say about this. Jalalain. Oops, let me put it here so you guys could read it with me. يشرب. Yes, يشرب. أنت بتحكي عربي AG? أنت بتحكي عربي? I didn't know you spoke Arabic AG. 219. Okay. They ask you about wine and divinatory arrows, gambling, what the ruling is on them. Say to them, in both there is partaking of both is great sin. A variant reading for kabir, great, has kathir, much, because of the fighting, cursing, swearing that ensue from it. Okay, because of the fighting, cursing, and swearing that ensue from it. And profit for men by way of delight, enjoyment in wine, and acquiring money effortlessly from gambling. So the benefit is in both. Wow. You should call this the Las Vegas verse. You should call this the Las Vegas verse because it says there's benefit in gambling, which is acquiring money effortlessly. Thank you, Jalalain. See, each one kind of adds a little different flavor to it. Let's see what Ibn Kathir says. Ibn Kathir probably had to do some cleanup after some of these other guys. Let's see. He was kind of the cleanup guy. Give us a clear ruling regarding Khamr. Okay. Imam Ahmad recorded Abu Maysara said that Omar wants to give us a clear ruling regarding Al-Khamr. Allah sent down the ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah, and they asked you, Muhammad, concerning alcoholic drink. Omar was summoned, and it was recited to him. Yet he still said, Allah, give us a clear rule. Yeah, boy, yeah. Umar bin Khattab felt just exactly the same way I feel. He said, Umar was summoned, and this verse was read to him. Yet he still said, oh, come on, Allah, give us a clear ruling regarding this. Then the ayah that's in Surah An-Nisa was revealed. Okay, so Muhammad, Allah sent down this verse, this kind of wishy-washy verse that which you can tell is just Muhammad. He says it's a great evil, but there's some benefit to it. It's an easy way to make money, yeah, and you enjoy being drunk and stuff. And Umar bin Khattab said, "Come on, man, give me a break, Allah." And Umar bin Khattab, according to this verse, he didn't say it to Muhammad. Umar bin Khattab didn't say this to Muhammad. He said it to Allah. He said, oh, Allah, come on, give us a clear ruling about it. Then the ayah from Surah An-Nisa was revealed. O you who believe, approach not the salah, prayer, when you are in a drunken state. Ya ba ye ya rasi. So The best he could come up with, Allah sent down this other verse saying, don't get drunk when you're going to go pray. Yeah, but yay. I mean, Umar bin Khattab wants Allah to say, it's so evil, you're going to go to hell. Okay. But instead, he gets all these wishy washy verses that aren't going to help him stop drinking. He apparently has a problem with it. That's why he's asking for these verses. First one says, it is a great sin, but there's some benefit to it, okay? Because you get to make money easy and there's just delightsome enjoyment from it, okay? And then he says, come on, give us something stronger than this. Give us a clear ruling, not this double-mindedness. So then Allah comes up with, okay, oh, you who believe, don't come to prayer while you are in a drunken state. Ya Baye, Ya Rasi. Ya Baye. Oh my goodness. Ya Baye. That's the best that they could come up with. And then إنما الخمر والميسر والإنصاب as okay, intoxicants are an abomination of Satan's handiwork. So avoid strictly all that abomination. So finally, okay. So will you not then abstain? Okay, let me just read this because this is kind of interesting. It says, then when prayer was called for, a person used to herald on behalf of Allah's messenger. No drunk person should attend the prayer. Umar was summoned again, and the ayah was recited to him. Yet he still says, come on, Allah, give me a break. Give me a clear verse. Wow, you guys, this is almost comic. Yani, Umar bin Khattab, okay, he's behind a lot of verses in the Quran. There's at least three, the veiling, the praying towards Mecca, and so he wants a clear ruling. Someone he knows, maybe a relative or a cousin or himself, is having trouble with alcohol. So he says, can you tell us about alcohol? And then Muhammad says, it's a great evil, but it has some benefit to it, okay? It's a great evil, but there's some benefit to it. He says, dude, that's worthless. That's worthless, man. That's worthless. That's like Psych 101 class. Like, give us something meaty. Give us something that really, really tells us the truth about alcohol. And he says, okay, let me wait. Then Allah sends down another verse. When you go to pray, don't be drunk. Okay. So, and Umar bin Khattab still said, come on, Allah. Give us a clear ruling. Hello. Please give us something stronger than this. And so this is like, wow. فَهَلْ أَنْتُمْ مُنْتَهُونَ? Says, so will you not then abstain? He said, we did abstain. This is the narration of Abu Dawood, the Tirmidhi, and Nasa'i collected in their books. Ali bin al-Madani at-Tirmidhi said the chain of narrators of this hadith was sound and authentic. We will mention this hadith along with what Imam Ahmad collected, okay? And it says intoxicants and gambling and al-ansab and al-azlam are an abomination of Satan's handiwork. So avoid strictly all that abomination in order that you may be successful. Now, is that Quran 590? I want to see that. Wow. 590? Let me look. Okay. 590. Okay, here's the new verse. O believers, intoxicants, gambling, idle, and drawing lots for decisions are all evil of Satan's works, so shun them that you may be successful. 590. Finally, he got something with some teeth in it. Wow. I tell you what, Ibn Kathir really, you know, he dug this up, man. And it's like, dang. Okay. Min nafa'hum, man. I tell you what, man, it's like, wow. Wow. So he got what he wanted. Umar bin Khattab, he got something with some teeth in it instead of this wishy-washy, yani. Um, and okay, I just want to show you some verses in the. Okay, it was reported that Muhammad himself used to drink. Okay, let me tell you, that was right there. That was really interesting, man. It was interesting that the two Jalals, they're the two Jalals, but the one that got really good that time was Ibn Kathir. He really he laid out the he laid out the actual what happened. So got to give it to him that time. I'm usually kind of not a big Ibn Kathir fan, but I think he did it. I think he did a good job with that. And so because he laid out exactly what happened, and he shows Umar bin Khattab's disappointment with. He had to tell Allah, like, Allah, come on, man. It's like, give us a break. Give us something with teeth in it, you know? This verse right here isn't going to stop anybody from drinking, And Allah finally said, oh, okay, okay, I'm sorry, and just, you know, uh, okay, I'm going to, okay, really. Umar bin Khattab, he was the one who had he had the money. He had the money. That's one reason. And Muhammad was married to his daughter. Okay. He had the money, and Muhammad was married to his daughter. So he had the power. He had the daughter, he had the power, he had the money. Okay. Um, Let me just show you this over here about Muhammad and his own imbibing, in alcohol. Okay. It says here, uh, it says Ibn Abbas reported that Nabid is wine, was prepared for Allah's messenger in the beginning of the night, and he would drink it in the morning, and the following night, and the following day, and the night after, up to the afternoon. If anything was left out of that, he gave it to his servant and gave orders that it be poured out. Yeah, boy, yeah, yeah, boy, yeah. This was like it reminds me of a song by Kiss. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. Okay. Ibn Abbas reported that Nabid was poured out for Allah's messenger in the water skin. Shubha said it was the night Monday. He drank it on Monday and on Tuesday up to the afternoon. And if anything was left of it, he gave it to his servant or poured it out. Yo, boy, yeah, yo, boy, yeah. Yo, boy, yeah, yo, boy, yeah. You guys, it's like this is uh this is like dang. It's like Dang. Like, what the heck? Okay, let's look at some more. Ibn Abbas reported that raisins were steeped in water for the Messenger of Allah, and he would drink it on that day and the next day and the following day until the evening of the third day. He would then order it to be drunk by other people or be thrown away. Ibn Abbas reported that Nabid was prepared from raisins for Allah's messenger in the water skin. He would drink it on that day and on the next day and on the day following. And when it was the evening of the third day, he would drink it and he'd drink some more and give it to his companions. Yeah, boy, yay, the companions too. And if something was left over, he threw it away. Yo, boy, yay. Yo, boy, yay. Yo, boy, yay. Yahya Abu Omar al-Nakhai reported that some people had been asking Ibn Abbas, this is Muhammad's cousin, about the sale and purchase of wine in its commerce. He asked them, "Are you Muslims?" They said yes. Thereupon he said, "The sale and purchase and its trade are not permissible." He then asked him about Nabid. He said Allah's messenger went out on a journey and then came back, and some persons among the companions prepared Nabid for him in a green pitcher, hollow stump and gourd. So he had a pitcher, hollow stump, and a gourd. It's kind of like having a bottle, uh, the 2 gallon type, and it's not a pint, and there's no pints in this particular situation. He commanded it to be thrown away, and it was done accordingly. He then ordered them to prepare it in a water skin, and it was prepared in that by steeping raisins in water, and it was prepared in the night. In the morning, he drank out of it. Then on that day, then on the next night, then on the next day until the evening, he drank and gave others to drink. When it was morning on the third day, he commanded that what was left be thrown away. Yeah, boy, yay. I met Aisha and asked her about the Nabid. Nabid is the wine that was served to the Holy Prophet. Holy Prophet. Aisha called an Abyssinian maid and said, "Ask her about it, for it was he who prepared the Nabid for the Messenger of Allah." The Abyssinian maidservant said, "I prepared Nabid for him in a water skin in the night and tied its mouth and then suspended it. And when it was morning, he, the Holy Prophet, drank from it." Aisha reported, "We prepared Nabid for Allah's messenger in a water skin, the upper part of which was tied, and it in the water skin had a hole in the lower part. We prepared Nabid in the morning, and he drank it in the evening. And we prepared the Nabid in the night, and he would drink it in the morning." Read that again. "We prepared the wine in the morning, and he drank it in the evening. And we prepared the wine in the night, and he would drink it in the morning." Okay, Abu is Allah's messenger to his wedding feast, and his wife had been serving them on that day while yet a bride. Sahel said, "Do you not know what she served as a drink to Allah's messenger? She steeped the dates in water during the night in a big bowl, and the Prophet had eaten the food. She served him his drink." Okay, so there was date wine. Okay, Yahya related to me from Malik. Umar bin Khattab informed him they visited some Abdullah bin Ayyash. He saw that he had some Nabid with him, and he was at that moment on the way to Mecca. Islam said Omar bin Khattab loves this drink. Okay, you guys, here we have the situation. Oh, you guys aren't even reading this with me, are you? Okay, yeah, you guys are reading it. I think we understand something now. Okay. Here's Omar bin Khattab loves this drink. So he was the one who had the problem. That's why he brought it up. Same way he had a problem seeing women without their faces covered. Abdullah bin Ayyash therefore carried a great drinking bowl and brought it to Omar and placed it before him. Omar brought it near to him and raised it to his head. Omar said, "This drink is good." So he drank some of it and passed it to the man on his right. When Abdullah turned to go, Omar bin Khattab called him and says, "Are you the person who says Mecca is better than Medina?" Abdullah said, "I said that it was the Haram of Allah and his place of security and his house was in it." Omar said, "I am not saying anything about the house of Allah or his Haram." And Omar repeated, "Are you the person who said Mecca is better than Medina?" He replied, "I said it was better. It was the Haram of Allah and his place of security and his house was in it." Omar said, "I'm not saying." You guys, if you ask me about this discussion, I think these guys were grown. Yo, boy, yeah. Oh my goodness. This thing goes on and on and on. Yo, boy, yeah. Yo, boy, yeah. Okay, you guys. Well, shoot. That kind of that went away. That wasn't exactly the way that I was gonna go with this, it but it was much better. It was much better. And it was much better than I planned. Yeah, because it's very important to know that, man. It's very important to know that Muhammad was drinking like this. And if there's any Muslims here, if there's any Muslims here, I'm going to go ahead and put the link here. If there's any Muslims here who'd like to come up and maybe help us understand this. Muslims are so anti-alcohol. I know my family's Muslim. I know. I used to have relatives that used to drink alcohol, and AG has found the answer, you guys. AG has found the answer. Really, I think this whole thing is solved. Thank you, AG. It was metaphorical drinking. But the way they were talking, it was not metaphorical drunkenness. Yeah, boy, yeah. Yeah, boy, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, all right. Well, we actually made it to an hour, so I didn't think I'd it's a metaphorical muttering. This is such a big deal. Father Zechariah, he likes to make these little poems. He likes to make these little poems, and he made one poem. It says, "Mastulam Sakran Katib al Quran." And what that means is a disoriented drunk wrote the Quran. He said that. And when he said that, it caused such a huge earthquake in Egypt that the president of Egypt had to go to the Pope, the Coptic Pope, and talk to him about uh, uh, trying to stop this kind of talk. The president of Egypt, Sisi, went and spoke with the Pope, the Coptic Pope, saying, "Dude, you got to do something, man." Yeah, it was viral. And I mean, this is a very serious thing for Muslims, and yet look at all these hadiths. I don't have time. We need 4 hours to read all these hadiths about. And you know what's funny about these hadiths is it's Muhammad would drink a little bit on this day. It didn't say a little bit, but he would drink on this day, and then the next day, and then some the next day, and then the next day he would have a little bit left over and he would throw it out, you know. Yeah. Well, they you know what? Since you ask about the zut and the Egyptian response to the zut, let me see if there's, I mean, we saw the English. Let me see what what they're going to say. It says, oh, he was reading Quran to them. Arad. Yeah, let me see. شيوخ الإسلام عن الزط اللي ركبوا به. Let's see if there's anything here. فجعلوا يركبوا رسول. Okay, this guy right here. Let me just see what this guy says. This guy, you know what? The thing I like about this, it's not that I like him. He's just like the rest of him, but he's got clear photography. So let's see what he.
أي نعم. السؤال يقول يعني هل حاول النبي أن ينتحر؟
It says, did Muhammad try to kill himself?
صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا، نقول هذا كذب.
He says, no, that's a lie.
لم يثبت أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حاول أن ينتحر.
No way, he didn't try to kill himself.
والبعض ينسبها إلى البخاري. لا بد أن نفرق بين ما أخرجه البخاري وبين ما ذكره البخاري.
We need to consider what al-Bukhari put in his book and what he left out of his book.
لا بد أن نفرق. مثال، عطنا مصحف.
For example,
ماشي مشكلة. هذا الآن مصحف.
This is a book. This is a Quran.
اللي فيه ماذا؟ قرآن. صحيح؟
It has what in it? It has a Quran in it. There's a Quran in this book.
الذي فيه القرآن. طيب، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هذا إيش؟
What is this?
هذا قرآن؟
Is this a Quran?
ها؟ هذا ليس قرآنا.
This is not a Quran.
صحيح؟ نعم.
Right? Yes.
بسم الله. وهذا
This.
قرآن؟
Is this a
ليس
Quran?
قرآنا.
This is not a
كذلك
Quran.
حتى لو جيت في نص السور.
And if I come to the halfway point of all the surahs,
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اسم السورة.
the name of the surah,
والجزء ورقم الصفحة.
and the page number.
هذا ليس قرآنا.
This isn't the Quran.
واضح؟
Is that clear? You guys understand now?
فإذا نفرق.
So we need to differentiate
بين ما كان من القرآن
of what is in the Quran
وما كان مع القرآن.
and what is with the Quran.
نفرق
Differentiate
بين ما كان من القرآن
what is from the Quran
وبين ما كان مع
and what is with the Quran.
القرآن. كذلك
Thus,
الله تبارك وتعالى لما قال وإذ قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا
and it says that we told the angels to bow
لآدم فسجدوا
to Adam, so they bowed down,
إلا إبليس.
except Satan.
هل إبليس من الملائكة؟
Is Iblis from one of the angels?
الله سبحانه وتعالى يقول إلا إبليس كان من الجن.
Satan was a jinn. He wasn't an angel.
صحيح؟
True?
وإبليس قال أنا خير منه خلقتني
And he said, I'm better than him. I'm from fire. He's from mud.
من نار والملائكة مخلوقة من نور. فيقينا قطعا أن إبليس ليس من الملائكة.
What the heck? Is this guy going to answer this thing?
إلا إبليس كان مع الملائكة وليس من الملائكة. إذا نفرق بين معه ومنه.
Yeah, boy, yeah, this guy's going nowhere. He's not saying nothing. Let me see if this guy says anything.
ركز معايا كده علشان اوريك ازاي الشبهه بتطلع. يجي لك
Let me show you something. Focus with me.
الحوده او للاسف النصراني اللي مش مقتنع
The Christian who is not convinced,
بعقيدته بيحاول يثبت نفسه على العقيده بانه يهاجم الاخرين ويقول لك
he tries to assure himself and to attack others.
شوف فضيحه حديث ليله الجن وقوم
And it says about the jinn and about the people of the Zut. Yeah, this guy's okay.
الزط يا مسلم. ده حديث بيرويه ابن مسعود وانه لما كان مع الرسول في ليله الجن وهي الليله اللي الرسول راح فيها للجن علشان يعلمهم الاسلام ويقرا.
This is the night when Abdullah bin Mas'ud was with Muhammad and he went to the demons. He went that night to teach those demons the Quran.
عليهم القران. مسعود بقى بيحكي وبيقول ده انا شفت رجاله عرايا مش لابسين
But he says that he saw naked men
حاجه خالص وجعلوا يركبون
and they started riding on Muhammad.
رسول الله وانا انظر. ده ابن مسعود.
And Abdullah bin Mas'ud said he saw.
اللي بيقول مش انا. وبعد كده
This is what Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, not me.
الرسول رجع ثقيل
And Muhammad returned and he was in agony pain
وموجوع من اثر ركوبهم برضه
because of them riding him.
مسعود اللي بيقول مش شفت بقى الفضيحه يا مسلم يا اللي بتحب النبي.
Oh Muslim, this is the embarrassment of this.
جاي موجوع من اثر ركوب.
He was in pain because of the effect of them riding him, whatever that means.
الجن عليه زي الحديث ما قال. يا مسلم.
This is what the hadith says.
في كتبك هتلاقي كوارث وبلاوي.
You're going to find in your book catastrophes and disasters.
ثانيه واحده بالله.
1 second.
ليك مش الشبهه كده شكلها حلو كده وجديده
You're going to find it new and beautiful and.
طيب نبدا بقى كلامنا ونقول له خلصت هبل وكذب.
It says we're done with all the folly and the lies.
تدليس وارتاح في البقى
and the confusion.
خالص واسمع وتعلم.
Learn and listen and learn.
يضحكوا ده حديث اساسا ضعيف ولا يصح. ان الراوي هو عبد الله ابن مسعود. ابن مسعود اساسا في الروايات الصحيحه قال انه ما حدش مننا نهائيا كان مع الرسول في ليله الجن. يعني الرسول
He said that nobody was with the prophet on the night of the jinn.
ابن مسعود يحكي القصه اللي فاتت دي كلها ازاي بقى؟ سند الحديث فيه انقطاع ومختلف فيه وبالتالي الحديث لا يصح لا سندا ولا متنا. وبالتالي
He's saying that this hadith is not acceptable because of the chain of narrators.
أي رواية لابن مسعود مع النبي في ليلة الجن لا تصح لأنه أصلا ما كانش مع النبي. ناخد
He wasn't with Muhammad on the night of the jinn. And you guys, when he's done, I'm going to say something about this, okay?
بقى الحديث الصحيح وعن ابن مسعود بيحكي وبيقول إننا في يوم ما لقيناش النبي حوالينا ودورنا عليه مش لاقيينه. فقلنا بس يبقى حد اغتال الرسول وبتنا بالشر ليلة حزنا على رسول الله لحد ما لقينا.
Okay. Now you see what this guy's doing? He's conflating two separate events. You see, there's two separate events. There was one night where he took Abdullah bin Mas'ud and he went and he drew the circle, made him sit inside the circle, and then he went and got jumped on by these Zuts. But there was another night called the Laylat Jinn, the night of the Jinn, when Muhammad was with a group of guys, and then he went off by himself. And nobody saw naked men, nobody saw Zuts, and nobody saw anything like that. Muhammad went out and he was talking to these things over there. And he came back in the morning and everybody was worried, like, where's Muhammad? Where's Muhammad? And then in the morning he comes back and says, oh, I was preaching the Quran to the Zut. Okay. He's conflating them and saying they were one night. Okay. But when I was listening to the Zut story, I was remembering because I did something about the night of the jinn. I don't think they're the same night. He's saying they're the same night. I don't think they are. And I think it's very clear when you look at the Zut story that Muhammad was very experienced in dealing with these demons. He knew how to interact with them. And so I disagree with what this guy is saying. So
لقيناه جاي من بعيد وبدا يشرح لنا سبب غيابه. قال اصل داعي الجن جالي فرحت معاهم علشان اقرا عليهم القران واعلمهم الاسلام. كده بشهاده ابن مسعود نفسه في الحديث الصحيح ان النبي كان لوحده، لا معاه ابن مسعود ولا معاه اي حد. الفيلم اللي
okay, there. Well, it's a different night.
انت بنيته يا تلحوده للاسف طلع كله على الفاضي، وطلعت انت كعتك يعني في الاخر اهبل. ثانيا لنفرض صحه الروايه يا سيدي وان ما
Okay, he says, okay, well, let's go ahead and say this hadith is right about the zut.
فيهاش مشكله خالص، عشان بس ما
It's not a problem at all.
تقوليش اصل في عالم قال عنها صحيح. كده هضطر ادخل معاك في نقاش انه ليه العالم ده صحح السند على الرغم ان المتن معارض، والكلام ده انت مالكش فيه. فخلينا يا سيدي نتنازل ونقول الروايه صحيحه 100%.
Let's say the story is right 100%.
ان القوم اللي شبه الزط جم للنبي، الزط
And that these people that look like the tall, naked zut were there.
بالمناسبه هو جنس بشري، شكل من اشكال
They're humans.
الناس، يعني طوال كده ورفيعين، زي ما اقول دول الهنود ودول الصينيين.
It's like the Indians and the Chinese, and they're tall. There's one other thing about them. They are well endowed, that according to the hadith.
دول الغجر وهكذا. انت بقى يا تلحوده ماسك في كلمه فجعلوا يركبون رسول الله.
He is focused on the part where it says that they began to ride on Muhammad. Ride with me, ride with me. Okay.
نازل الصياح عليها ليل نهار، وعايز تفهمنا ان معنى يركبون هو المعنى اللي هو متعارف عليه بالعاميه اللي هو الفاحشه. يعني لو ده فهمك للكلمه
And this
يبقى انت
is,
جاهل
so
جاهل.
everybody wants to say that it's the same word that is the immoral word that everybody thinks about. And the reason it's an immoral word is because it's in the Quran. It's in the Quran. It says that the women, it's in the Quran, unfortunately. Let me see if I could find it. Okay. Okay, let me see if I could find it for you guys. Oh, where is it? Hold on, I have, okay, right here. Okay. Uh, Let me see. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it, but okay. Let's see if I can find. Okay. Okay. Okay, just one second here. I want to, because there's a verse that says that women are like the donkeys and the cows, and that they are ridden. See if I can find it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Okay. I don't find it right now, you guys. I will. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm not sure if I'm going to find it right now, but I will. I will find it. You know what? I always say this, and then I forget. I'm just getting old, you guys. So there is a verse where it says that the women are like the goat and like the donkey and like the horse and the cow because they are ridden. Go. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just try one other thing, and if it doesn't work, that's it. We're gonna go ahead and just we're going to go ahead and end this. So, good. الزخرف, okay. Fantastic. Okay, doesn't look like I'm gonna find it here today, so we will do it another time. Okay, well, you know what? There's only one other page, so I think I might have enough time. Turkab means to be written in Arabic. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll go ahead and just forego this particular verse today. I mean, I get it. This guy is just talking a bunch of baloney, guys, not really saying anything. So, all right, you guys. Well, I kind of wish we had a Muslim come on so we can help us understand these things, but they are definitely there, and they're worse than we thought. Yep, it's worse than you thought. With Muhammad, it's just, you know, and if you're a Muslim, if there are any Muslims here, please don't get mad at me. I'm showing you what's in your books. I showed you the hadiths. I didn't make any of this up. I mean, I thought it was bad, but it was much worse than I thought. I thought it was bad, but it's much worse than I thought. But I showed it to you. It wasn't like I was just making it up. I was showing you in your books. And the reason I'm doing this to you, I'm doing this is because I want you to see what is in your books. Because I want you to leave Islam. I want you to leave Islam and come to the truth. This is Islam. And if you don't like it, leave it. You can do that. You're free. God has given you a mind. God has given you a soul to make up your own mind. Come to the Lord Jesus. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. Say nobody saw them. Did Muhammad fantasize? Well, you guys. By the way, if you look at Nebi Asli, the guy that does those cartoons, he did one about the Zut today. So he did a really good job on it. What a mind. That guy's a genius. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you for being with us. God bless you, AG. God bless you, Tiger. God bless you, Marion. God bless you, Jack Ray and Houston and Andrew and everyone who was able to be with us today. If you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. We love you, but much more importantly, he loves you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.